Welcome to Mend That Barbecue episode 2. Today we'll be doing beef eye fillet with a red wine sauce to go with it. Put a bit of olive oil in, a nice amount, be a little bit generous. I like to move it around the pan. So when the oil is nice and warm, we add our onions. I've got one full chopped brown onion in here, and I'm just gonna let these brown up. I'm now putting the charcoals into the Weber. Oh, be careful with the heat, guys. We'll let the grill get hot while we prepare our sauce. Onions are cooking nicely. I'm gonna wait till they're nice and brown. And then I've got a cup of beef stock, 1 clove of a garlic that's been crushed, and of course I've got some butter. Oh, I'm actually gonna add that butter in right now. I've brought this down to a medium temperature. So our onions are looking nice and brown, clearing out now. It's time to add our garlic in. Smells good with that garlic. Oh, add some beef stock. Cup in total. Let that start to bubble up, so we'll cover that. So we have Shiraz. Oh, we'll get a bit boozy, and we'll add a cup of that to our mixture. Let me check the other side where the cup measures. Just gonna let that simmer on a nice low temperature, and we'll start preparing our beef. So if you look over this way, I have my beautiful beef eye fillet. So I've made some incisions here, about 7 centimeters apart. I'm just gonna slice on through them. Chop off the little knob there at the end so we have a little base to barbecue. So there we have it. And let's season these beautiful lumps of meat. Okay, now it's important to remember with such a big piece of meat, they need a bit of protection. So how I like to protect my meat is with a bit of olive oil. It's yummy, and it adds a bit of moisture. Helps the rub stick. It's only good stuff. Our next step is salting. Remember, a nice solid piece of meat like this needs a decent amount of salt. Don't be too much of a stinge with that salt. Cover that baby. We have 2 types. We've got light salt, and then we got some heavier salt that doesn't want to come out of the smaller coals. Then finally, pepper. And they're ready to be put on the barbecue in just a couple of moments. As you can see, this is the consistency that we want for our sauce. Now, my chopping is horrific. So if you can chop these onions thinner, I suggest you do, so they caramelize into a thinner, more sauce-like consistency. But this is exactly what we want, and we'll get to cooking the steak just now. Coals are nice and hot. Our grill is ready for our meat. Now these shouldn't stick at all because we've covered them with our olive oil, and when we cover the lid, it's going to create a nice seal around them. So we just get them on. So how are we going to cook these bad boys today? We've got them cut so they're quite round and even on each side. So we're going to do 1.5 minute intervals and flip them, saucing them each time we flip them. So we'll make sure that they're covered and nicely cooked all the way around. So we'll catch up when it's time to flip them. As you can see, we've covered these all in our red wine sauce, and the onions are caramelizing on top of the steaks. So we're going to close that up for another minute, and we're going to check on them and see how they're doing just now. So it's time to flip these over. We're just going to get it so that all the onions get turned over and on the hot side. They're looking great. Now guys, it's important to remember when working with a Weber barbecue when cooking steaks, you want all your holes, that's my timer for the steaks to be turned over, but you want all your holes open so that you get as much heat as possible, because you want those steaks to have a charred outside. The charred outside is very important and it's very flavorsome. So make sure you look out for that. Just flip these steaks over. So, in total, we cooked these for about 13 minutes. It took to get these about a medium rare. So, it took a bit longer than I expected. I guess the barbecue wasn't as hot. As shown, I have these steaks. I have my very sharp chopping knife, and I'm just fast forwarding me chopping and picking up these pieces of steak and putting them into my steak plate that I'll be showing you guys in just a moment. I like to chop my steak pieces nice and thin, allow the juices to maintain, but please remember, you have to eat the steak pieces as soon as you chop them, just because they'll get dry if you leave them too long. So as a special treat, I thought I'd put my special red wine sauce back over these steaks, as they're a little bit rarer than what my brothers would like to eat them at. So as you can see, I put that beautiful sauce all over the beautiful beef eye fillets. Get the last final juices on there, and then give it a bit of a mix around with my hands. Make sure all the juices spread evenly. Don't be scared to get your hands really in there. That's why I wear gloves, so I'm not scared of making a little bit of a mess. And let's get this onto the barbecue quickly. Keep it right over the hot coals. This is a nice hot plate that can go on the barbecue, but you just got to be careful because the sides do get hot. Take a look at our finished product and our new meat cam feature. Please let me know what you think about it in the comments below. So we're all done here. So it's now time to taste. My favorite part of cooking anything. Got a nice piece. It's good. Would recommend this. anytime. It's a little bit more effort than just cooking a steak, but it's definitely worth it. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe to my page on Instagram @men.that_barbecue. Please like and subscribe to this video and my YouTube channel for more videos like this. And please let me know exactly what you think about my videos. Please DM me for ideas that you have. Credit to Noah Ehrlich for the music. Description will be in the bio, and so will the ingredients that I used to create this dish.